Making a fly zipper can be a bit technical, but I found an easier method with which you can go about it, and so I decided to share it with my audience. So now the fly zipper has about three parts: the fly facing, the fly shield, and you will need your zipper. So first off, we'll be drafting the fly facing, and I'm using 1 1/4 inches width and 8 inches length. I'll draw the length horizontally, and I'll connect the dot which I made for the width like this. And then I'll use my pattern master to curve this corner. Okay, I'll curve it like this, and we have our fly facing pattern. So now I'll cut this out and then place it on a fabric, same shape, but I'll be adding 1/2 inch all the way around. So when I cut it on this fabric, I've added 1/2 inch all the way around, and as well cut the fly shield, which is about 2 inches on fold and 8 inches length. So I will interlock this side and the corner there, and for the fly facing, I'm interlocking all the way around. Now before you start sewing, you will need to interlock the right and the left side of the front panel of your trousers. And then I put the left side aside, and I'm pinning the fly facing to the right side of the front panel. I'll sew it all the way to the end, and then I'll top stitch. After top stitching it, I'll fold it inwards and give it a good press. When I've ironed it, I'll bring in the zipper at this point. Now look at the zipper like this. So I'll turn it the right side facing down. I'll turn it upside down, okay, and place it on the fly facing. Now ensure that the end of the zipper ends with the length of the fly facing. Okay, so that part which you have two separate parts on the zipper has to be on the length of the fly facing. Pin it. Whatever excess you have up there at the waist region, you will cut it out. Okay, but the most important thing, you need this part, the end of that zipper, to be at the length of the fly facing. And then you're sewing it on the second part. Okay, that outer part, after placing it upside down, you're sewing it at the edge there, the outer edge of the zipper. And after that, when you turn it like this, turn it inwards, the right side of the zipper will have to face up. Okay, when it faces up, then you know you're on the right track. So now I'll bring in the facing pattern. Remember the pattern we drafted, and I'll trace the shape on this. Now you don't need to make it 1.5 because it will extend more than the zipper. Now the idea is that you sew this on the zipper and the fabric. Okay, so the zipper has to be within this width. That's why I insisted it has to be 1 1/4 inch. So you will sew it using this shape, following that shape which you traced. And for the zipper, you're bending that second part inwards, and then you top stitch. Now that top stitching doesn't need to be on the second of that divided part. Okay, so after that, you bring in the fly shield, and you're turning that part which you interlock outwards to be on the outer edge of the zipper. Sew it down. Okay, and this is what you should have. And then at that point, you bring in the left part of the zipper. After, you must have ironed in 1/2 inch on that part. Okay, that 1/2 inch we added for the zipper allowance. You now sew it very close to the zipper, not on the teeth though, but very close. Okay, and then you will use the 1/2 inch you have on the right side. You're placing it on the left side of the front panel like this. Now you will need to iron it so it will be easier for you, okay, when you're making yours. So when you iron it, you simply place it like this and you're top stitching. So now after top stitching it, this is what you should have. And then your fly zipper is ready. Try opening it like this, and there you have your fly zipper. Please subscribe if it adds any value to you. Thank you so much for watching.